Have you ever been to the White House?
The one in Washington or the Cowboys from the 90s?
No. Well, you didn't go to the Cowboys' White House?
No, I did not. That's correct.
Yeah.
I've been I think three times.
And okay, give me the reasons.
The reasons. Got a tour, two tours through people who I know in D.C., and one of them was a tour during the holidays when every room of the White House is decorated, which is just spectacular. It was unbelievable. And then one time I was invited, I'll take it back 4 times. Then one other time I was invited when Syracuse won the national championship and President Bush had all the teams there. I knew somebody at the communications office at the White House. And because Syracuse was being honored, they asked me if I wanted to go. So my wife and I were able to go and be there and see the whole, here's the team, here's your picture with the president, all that good stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Did you take anything?
No. I did eat lunch at the White House once, and I wanted to take like silverware or a napkin. And I know that they do a security clearance when you visit the White House.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I would be okay on my next security clearance. So that's why I figured, let me just leave everything where it is, and I have a chance to be invited back at some point. Have you been?
No, I have not. No.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was supposed to call a wiffle ball game on the White House lawn.
Right.
And then I think I was invited to an event. I couldn't go, but I forget what I had, but I couldn't go. So I think I've sort of been invited once and almost invited another time.
Well, at the rate things are going, maybe the Trump transition team will invite you for a job. Press Secretary Dan Patrick.
How about Director of Sports?
That's perfect. And with all the Trump golf courses.
Yep.
And you could do the show from there. The Danettes may not all get security clearance, but I think you're onto something now.
Well, one Danette was just shaking his head. Yes, he's probably not going to get
Fair
clearance.
point.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm not saying any names here.
I'm not in front of a TV. I don't know which one. I'm sorry.
It's Seton. Yeah, Seton.
Oh, okay.
I see where you're putting in a full day on Sunday as you're calling the game on Sunday night.
Well, you pretend like co-hosting Football Night in America with you is not a full day. I know you carry most of the show, but yeah. I do consider it a full work day, Dan.
Do you get paid per segment on Sunday?
No, I do not. I'm always there ready just in case anything happens for the other. So I watch the other segments with you, Rodney and Tony. That you know what people don't realize. Can I just brag about you for 20 seconds?
I'll take longer.
Okay, thank you. People don't realize how hard that job is because it's tight highlights. The window's very small. The late games are going on while you guys are on the air. And it's so seamless with Tony and Rodney. And that's because you do those highlights so well. And the thing about Dan, I'm seriously going to brag about you for a few seconds. When you don't do something but once a week and do it for, 18 weeks, it's hard to hop in and just be great at it. And you hop in and do football highlights like you were doing SportsCenter highlights. When we were doing 20 highlights a night, you could do a highlight in your sleep. But now you don't do it but once a week for a third of the year. And I watch from the set, and I just think it's just awesome. I just really enjoy the show because of you.
Thank you, Mike.
I mean that. I'm serious. I wasn't sucking up or anything.
Yeah, you got the job. You got the job already.
Oh, I didn't know you got me hired. I forgot. Thank you.
Okay, but you're doing Sunday night.
I am doing Sunday, then Thanksgiving night, and then the following Sunday.
So you got your master plan put in place where you got Al out of the booth. So well done, Mike.
Oh, stop it. Come on. What are you doing? You're the worst. Come on.
That is terrible after you just complimented me. And
thank you. Good friend you are.
Yeah. It might be true, but it's very insensitive.
It's so bad.
Very insensitive.
The one thing about being the sub-host of Football Night in America, since you obviously telling us that you're the main host, has been traveling with Al and Chris and Michelle and the whole group, Fred Godelli, Drew Escoff, and everybody. But Al has a story on everything, and the detail is just the best. Like you bring up a baseball game, and it's sixth inning, it was 2-2. Does this count? Is this pitcher? He's just the best. And hanging with him in Rio, and then now every week, it's been for a guy who is a nerd about this part of the business and loves sports. It's been like the thrill of a lifetime. It's so much fun to be around him, and he's been unbelievably gracious about me hopping in to do a couple of games while he gets a chance to recharge and then back at it for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I tell people that I didn't know Al, and I didn't have a relationship with him. I'd have him on occasionally, or I'd see him. But when I went to London and got to go to dinner with him every night, and you're right, his memory it's startling. The attention to detail that he'll know what the weather was like that night.
Right,
He'll tell you everything, and I go, God, he's incredible. He's forgotten more things than I know. He has so much information.
No, he's great, and you see why that whole group now being with them. You see why they're so good. It's attention to every small detail. So it's a big seat to sit in, and just to do it for a few games will be a thrill. It'll be a lot of fun, and Chris is as good as it gets. So it'll be enjoyable for sure. It's nice to be here and preparing for a game, and oh God, who's the backup left tackle, and when did he play, and does he switch to guard or center? I've missed that. That was part of my life every week for 20 weeks for the last 10 years. So it's nice to get back to sleep deprivation again.
Thursday Night Football tonight. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern on NBC and the NFL Network. It'll be Carolina and the Saints. Now, you'll have Green Bay on Sunday. How much of a topic is Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy? How prominent will that be?
I'm sure it will be a significant one, and we'll talk to both of them as we get closer to the game here in the next day or two. It's an interesting dynamic. In a few places, I'm thinking of New Orleans too, with Breeze and Peyton, and for a long time the Giants with Coughlin and Eli, and obviously you got Brady and Ben, or Brady and Bill, and then Ben and Mike Tomlin in New England and Pittsburgh, respectively. You get a great quarterback and the coach who's very good as well, and they stay together for a while. So there's going to be some rockiness in the path there. And Aaron's very unique. He's very thoughtful and very deep. And people were wondering, was Aaron in some ways being critical of Mike with his comments after the game? And Aaron came out yesterday in their open locker room session, just kind of shot all of that down. Their problem right now is they can't run the ball. But let's forget everything else. Aaron's made some mistakes. They can't run the ball effectively enough. They've become one-dimensional, and they're going to need to get back to mixing in some run to have a chance here down the stretch. I think Detroit's decent. I don't know if they're really good, but I think they're good enough to be a 9-win team. So Green Bay's going to have to get some work done here, and they cannot afford to lose many more games in the stretch.
Mike, have fun tonight and obviously on Sunday. With a full-time job on Sunday, we wish you the best of luck putting in a full day's work there on Sunday Night Football.
Are they going to have an NBC football game without the two of us tonight?
It feels like that.
Wow. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yes, I am. yes. I love watching other people work, Mike. I do.
So do I. Have a good weekend.
Thanks,
I'll
buddy.
be listening.
All right.
See you, bud.
That's Mike Tirico. He's got Sunday night, Packers, Redskins, big doings there with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. All of a sudden, Mike Florio's involved in this, and Aaron Rodgers calling out Mike Florio. We got some drama here. Got some drama.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.